Yeah! Yeah! Oh, I'm all fired up. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm your host, as always, Drake. Killjoy Drake. That's my name. The Eater of Rats. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome. Doing another little Scream 6 spoiler review. So before we talk about anything, just know we are talking spoilers. Please don't get the movie spoiled. Do not. Not with this one. it's awesome. I saw it again today. Loved it. Loved it even more on the second viewing. It was so good. Don't get this one spoiled for you though. So as much as I love hanging out with all of you, don't get this movie spoiled for now. Go see it. Come on back. Don't worry. I'm gonna go on live, like I said, every day this weekend. And also into next week. It's special. It's Scream Week. It's Scream Week, baby. And if I saw some comments too recently from people saying, hey, Jake, love the Scream content, but talk about other stuff too. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm already on it. Next week, I got some crazy plans for videos, but a Scream will always be a focus of this channel, as you guys know. But I'm also very excited for Maxine, new Alien movie from Fede Alvarez, lots of fun stuff coming out. So while right now is big on the Scream stuff, horror will be a big focus of this channel just in general as well. So what's up, everybody? How's it going? Clouds is here with a Z. What's up? Just seen Scream 6. Great movie. All in all, some disappointment, but still a great movie. Can't wait to hear the discussion. Nice. I'm glad you liked it, though. Toby Show is asking, now that the movie's out, where do we go from here? What's next? Back to Woodsboro? Where are we going? Honestly, I feel like they've already kind of set it up to go to Sydney and Chicago, but that's just me. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Now that we're playing around with an unconventional format too, I kind of wonder if we really mess some stuff up here. If we really do something crazy different. I don't know. Maybe we do something else entirely. I've seen some people suggest, let's go back to Hollywood. Screw it at this point. And I'm not completely against that. I gotta be honest. Another Hollywood set movie, I'm kind of not against that at all. I think that might be cool, but as long as it's not just Scream 3 again. I think this movie takes some elements from Scream 2, but doesn't completely rehash it. It kind of does its own thing with the same idea. And in my opinion, I think I would even go so far as to say they do it better. But, maybe that's because it wasn't a rushed production. But that's just my opinion. I really liked it, loved it, great time. Hopefully we get a 7 with both Radio Silence back on board and as well as our boys, James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Horror Tori is here. Thank you for being a Killjoy cult member. I appreciate that. Just got back from the theater. That opening scene, though, holy hell. I know, right, Tori? Oh my gosh, that was awesome. It's still my favorite part of the whole movie. I love it. I love the whole film. Lots of things I picked up this time around. But man, the opening scene is just it's better and better on every time I've seen it. I'm just wow, that's awesome. That's one of the greatest opening scenes I've ever seen. Awesome stuff. Ghostface's favorite is saying, a lot of people are saying Ethan didn't kill anyone, but he had 4 kills. Ooh, you think he killed the people at the bodega? I don't know about that, but apartment attack, I could see that being him. Anika and Quinn's boyfriend, I can also back up all of that. I can also back up all of that with proof. Ghostface's favorite has proof. Nice. I want to hear it. I still think it was Dermot in the bodega personally, but if you got proof, Ghostface's favorite, I'm here. I'm open ears. You can't see my ears right now, but I promise they are open and they are listening. Does that suggest that I can close my ears and not listen, though? I don't know. Literally, I would have to read it anyways. Never mind. We're not going to think about the logistics. JT Spooks is saying Scream 6 was so good. Heck yeah. Welcome to the stream. Kendra Monique, thanks for being a channel member, saying just got back from seeing it. Oh my God, is all I can say. Me too, honestly. That's all I can say. Welcome. Villain Killing Dylan, what's going on? VKD just seen it last night, and boy, it good. Yes, that's my review too, honestly. It good. Scott Walker saying, hey Jake, how you going today? I got several questions for you. Ooh, hit me with them, Scott. I'm all about it. I'm all about the questions. What's up, Twilight Sparkle fan 2006? Holy moly, Scream 6 was so good! Great opening, great subversion of the formula, insane gore, and an amazing finale. Makes this in my top 3 favorite Scream movies and my favorite movie ever. Wow, nice. I don't think I would go so far as to say that, but I did really like it. my excitement is through the roof with this movie. Every time I see it, I have I don't know, it's more fun with every watch. I don't know what to say. Like with second viewing, I'm like, this is still awesome. I don't know. It's everything about this works for me personally, but we will talk about some of the, I have little tiny issues with it. Little minuscule little things here and there. Ronin Samurai, what's going on? The 95th one, too, is here. Loved the Jason Takes Manhattan cameo playing on the TV, since this is basically Ghostface Takes Manhattan. Heck yeah, man. Dude, man, that was so awesome. And someone pointed out to me that the head in the fridge is a reference to Friday Part 2. That went right over my head. Like, wow, I can't believe I missed that. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. What? I didn't even realize it. That's insane. Sarah Campbell's here, too. What's up, Sarah? How's it going? Hey friends, there we go. I'm like, I saw it a second ago. What's up, Sarah? How's it going? What's up? Who else is here? Scream 666. Now I see something red. Yeah. Nice profile picture, Doug. Yeah, look at that. Nice. What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink that I would have this shirt on too. So welcome. Scream 666. Welcome. Cute the Oof is here. What's up? Would love a return to Sunrise Studios. That would be cool. I'm not against it, honestly. I've heard a few people pitch that. And I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is cool. I was thinking of you, Jake, when I first watched the movie. I can imagine you saying, yeah, the way you say Billy's mother. I've been doing it for all weekend. I've been joking about it all weekend. Trust me. It's funny. It's funny stuff, man. Oh my God. I like it though. It works for me, honestly. And we'll talk about, trust me, we'll talk about it all. We'll get into it. I'm so pumped. We're going to break it all down. It's going to be some fun stuff. Oh. Tryhard7 throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much for that support. I appreciate it. Saying, just discovered that Roger L. Jackson is on Cameo. Definitely need a custom Ghostface recorded voicemail greeting from him. Take all my money. Oh, dude, hell yeah. I do it. It's fucking awesome. I'm pretty sure I want to say that. Yeah, Zach Cherry, I think he got Roger L. Jackson to do I'm pretty sure that's how he did it. He got it through Cameo or whatever. And the very beginning of one of his videos, it's like Roger L. Jackson does the opening. That's awesome, man. You know, that's sick. Yeah, no, for sure. Do it, man. Do it. Get you can get him to say some wild shit in like the actual voice. You know, it's not someone, you know, we had the absolutely wonderful Blake Early do the voice in Red Right Hand, and trust me, we made him say some ridiculous shit in the Ghostface voice, and it was awesome. But from the source, you know, that would be really cool. That would be sick, man. So go ahead, man. Make it happen. Make it happen. It'll be funny stuff. Thanks for the $5 though. I appreciate that. Toby Show's also throwing 2 in there. Appreciate that, Toby. Saying Mindy didn't seem affected by Anika's death. In the moment, I think she did. I will say, I do think that there could have been... I feel this way about every Scream movie, though, but it's one of those things where I'm like, it would just slow down the pace. I think if we had a whole moment where it's like they're really emotional over a side character like this, but we do, like, when she, you know, falls and dies, we see Mindy. If you watch like her specifically, you know, Sam's definitely the focus of that shot. But if you watch Mindy, I mean, she is like crying, bawling her eyes out, like, oh my God, just lost my girlfriend. Oh my God. So we get a little bit of that. We get a little bit of that emotion from her. But for me, it doesn't really bug me as much when they don't like have an entire scene like showing a character just super affected by a death. It would just slow it down a bit. And this was a much more fast-paced horror movie. But I do agree. I kind of went like, you kind of see her in the ambulance and she's just sitting there a little bummed, you know, and it's like, just lost your girlfriend. I'd be a little more like, fuck, you know, like I'd be a mess. But yeah, okay. I feel you. I feel you, Toby Show. I feel you, Toby. Thanks for the $2 though. I appreciate that. I also, it's also excused to me too, because like you get that, you know, they kiss and it kind of feels like this is the last time they're ever going to be together. You know, it feels very like, apocalyptic is way too much of a hyperbole, I think, but like, it just feels like the end. You know what I mean? It feels like the end of like, this is it after this sequence. I don't know. It's nice. I think it's nice setup personally. Jake Campo7, thank you for the super chat. Love the Mickey profile picture as always. What's your favorite Ghostface line in this movie? Oh, that's really tough. What is when they're walking in the park That's my favorite one. My favorite Ghostface line specifically. He says something to Sam along the lines of like, "I'm gonna kill your sister while you watch choking on your own blood." It was something like that. That's a really good line. I really like that one. Villain Killin' Dylan's throwing a good one in there too. J Kemp, thank you again for the super chat. Villain Killin' Dylan's throwing a really good one in there though from the opening. "Do you feel like an animal, Jason?" When that man, once again, that opening, it's even better than I thought. Like, I was in shock of what I was watching the first time, but like second watch, doing a little more of an analysis on everything, it wasn't just about like the surprises. I caught a lot more little details that's like, this is really fucking nice. This is really cool. Especially with this opening. I missed this line the first time because I was just like I was just going, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, just losing my mind, turning into a monster, making owl noises. Trust me, it was terrifying if you were sitting next to me in the theater. I loved that line. That was awesome. Do you feel like because he's describing how killing Samara Weaving's character was like, she wasn't even human anymore. She was like an animal. That was terrifying to listen to. And then to hear that from Ghostface kill our kind of crappy Ghostfaces, I dig it. I'm like, that's awesome, man. Do you feel like an animal, Jason? It's good. It's a good line. That's not how he delivers it, but I love it. Villain Killin' Dylan, once again, thank you for the $5. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a whole lot. Scream 6 was 2 hands up. Love it. Do you think they should do 7 in London? Ooh, 7 in London. That actually, okay, that would be kind of cool. You think that conference is still going? You think their mom's conference is just still going, you know, just she's still hanging out in London. She's like, I still can't make it. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'd be interested in that. I would love an international Scream movie. That would be fun. I don't know why, you know, I don't know why something like that would happen, but if we can explain it, I'm down. I think that's what was so great about this movie. Like, it made sense for everybody to be in New York. You know, we had to write some things to make it all work, do some workarounds and stuff. Like even with Kirby, you know, the whole idea with that was like, oh yeah, you know, she was from the Atlanta office or whatever, and now she's here because she was investigating their online profiles of our characters from the beginning. That was an interesting touch. You know, not necessary, but I appreciated it. You know, it wasn't just like, okay, now Kirby's here. You know what I mean? It was like, oh no, we took the time to explain that. That was nice. It was a soft little thing. I enjoyed it. Sounded great. At least I didn't say it was a flaccid little thing. That would be pretty gross. That would be grosser than soft little thing. Anyways, Johnny, I'm getting so sidetracked. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. London Scream movie. I'm down, man. That would be cool. I loved the big city backdrop. I think they really utilized New York City without making it like goofy. Because, you know, if we were doing stuff like Ghostface is chasing people around like Ellis Island on like the fucking, you know, the Statue of Liberty, it would have been a little too corny. You know, I appreciate that they just used it as a backdrop. It was terrifying. I thought it was really cool. It was good stuff, especially the Gale chase scene when you're watching all the buildings and stuff on the outside and just like people running around. I don't know. That was really awesome. Really dug that. Who gives a fuck about the movies? You know what? That's my favorite line. That's my favorite line because immediately you're like, this is something different. Not only it's a perfect way to cap off that opening scene, and it's also like, oh, Ghostface is saying who gives a fuck about the movies. You're basically telling me, no, not gonna be something involving the stab movies. This is something completely different. This is something new. I like that. Yeah. Look at J Kemp. We're same wavelength. On the same wavelength right now. I love it. Yeah, that's the best line. I mean, listen, Roger L. Jackson, once again, a phenomenal voice performance. I'm so glad he was like in the whole main cast this time around with Ghostface. That was cool. It was really sick. But yeah, I don't know. I just appreciated him a lot in this movie. Where 5, you know, he's it's a really great performance, but it is a little goofier too. You know, the hey Judy, Sheriff Judy. It's great. It's awesome. It's hilarious. But I appreciated that in this one, he was a little more just like, I don't want to say reserved because he's saying some really out-of-pocket shit to Gale, but it's a little more like just creepy and down here like this. You know, it's not like, hey, Jude, come here, Samantha. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. I liked it. It's different every time. He knows how to play the character differently because it's always a different person behind the voice anyways. So it's, I don't know. It's really impressive to me. Love it. J-Cap, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. That's probably the best line. Probably the best Ghostface line. I agree. Scarlett's throwing a super chat in there too. Thank you so much, Scarlett. I like your profile picture too. Wednesday was awesome. Really good show. Oi, mate. What's your favorite horror What's your favorite horror film? That's funny. Oh, that's our Australian Ghostface. That's let's do Australia Scream. I'm down for that. It's a fucking kangaroo at the end. Let's go. I'm down. I'm so down. Australia Scream. I want to see it. Scarlett, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. I know you mean London. I know, but now I'm thinking about Australia Scream now and how insane and out of pocket that could be. Oh, Sid, you look long. I don't even know. I can't do British that well. Not a voice guy, unfortunately. But it's funny. Love it. Mindy's line. Okay, this one's really good. Whiny snowflake film nerds with letterboxd accounts instead of personalities. I felt personally attacked by that line. I'm gonna be honest. No, totally kidding. That one was really good. It felt personally attacked, but very funny. Cocaine kangaroo. That's what we really need. This is what we really need. I agree. Aren't we getting like cocaine shark or something like that too? Now we're just gonna get a whole like animals on cocaine movie franchise. I want it. Let's see it. Let's see what happens. John Smith's throwing $2 in there saying, Jake, I gotta have that Scream 6 Best Buy Steelbook. I saw that. That looks awesome. I don't know if I saw the Steelbook. I saw the 4K release of what that looks like, but I actually don't know what the Steelbook looks like. Scream 6 Steelbook. Let's look this bad boy up. I'm curious. Fuck, that's awesome. Oh yeah. That's probably my favorite poster from the movie too. I wish I could show it to you guys. You know what? I'm gonna save a picture of this and probably let's throw it up there. This one's blurry for some reason, but yeah. It's the poster, Ghostface on the subway and all that. It's on there. The inside's pretty cool too. You get a little like the skyline of Manhattan and all that, and then Ghostface in the background. This, unfortunately, is the only picture I can find is a blurry one for some reason, but there's ooh. Scream 6 Blu-ray box set too. That looks kind of sick. Well, we'll talk about this in a video actually, because I'm like, damn, this is okay. This is video worthy at this point. Holy crap. Yes, dude. I've gotta get me the Steelbook for this one though. This one, I see myself rewatching this one many, many, many more times in my lifetime. For sure. So John, thanks for the $2 though. I appreciate that. Sarah Campbell's throwing $5 in there too. So thank you so much, Sarah. Appreciate that. Have you seen it enough to place it in your franchise ranking yet? It's wavering between 4th and 5th place for me after one watch. Ooh, really? It was like, here's the thing. Objectively, number one's the best, is how I feel about it. I still don't know if I want to put 6 above 1 yet, but like, I just know my personal preference on movies, and I know that movie does a lot of things that I love to see in movies. I know me personally, movies I'm gonna go and rewatch many, many, many more times. This is going to be the one. This is going to be in my cycle of I just need to throw on a horror movie, Scream 6. Like totally. I could see rewatching this one many more times just for I just need to put something on that is gonna be enjoyable every single time. This is that. I don't know. For me personally, I don't know if 6 is at the top of my personal ranking or not. Like I said, objectively, number 1's the best, without a doubt. Like, no doubt in my mind. But I see myself rewatching this movie many times. Like, I'm trying to think of movies that I rewatch and I'll just put on if I'm like, I just need something enjoyable. I'm tired, it's been a long day, whatever. I just want to put something on that I know is going to be good. Like Evil Dead 2013 is one of those for me. Rec, the Spanish language film. That's not a good way to describe it. It's a zombie movie. It's a Spanish zombie movie, really good. Highly recommend. Great, one of my favorite found footage movies I've ever watched. I watched that one a lot. I'm trying to think what else I have on cycle. What I just put on if I'm just like I just need something good. Those two are definitely in rotation. The original Evil Dead I watch a lot. I watch Get Out a lot too. I've watched Get Out a lot recently. God, I'm trying to think what else. A lot of honestly, the first Scream too. Like the first Scream and this one, I can see putting in my cycle a lot more. So I don't know. It's definitely first or second place for me though. Personally, I saw 5 or 6 things I have always wanted to see in this franchise actually happen in this film, and I think that they basically took the twist from Scream 2 and arguably also Scream 3 and just did it better than both of those films. I don't know. That's just, once again, my personal opinion. I loved it. I had an absolute blast with it. Is it a perfect movie? No. It definitely has like little tiny issues here and there, but I don't care. It was a fun movie. I had a blast with it. So, Sarah, thank you so much for the $5 though. I hope you enjoyed it though. Hope that's what matters. Did you enjoy the film? Good. that's what matters. Brandon from I Like Scary is here. What's up, man? How's it going? Quinn getting her grill knocked out. Loved it. Oh, dude. Brutal. All the teeth on the ground. That was a really nice shot. I thought that was sick, man. Ugh. Good. That was so good. I loved when she's walking on the fucking balcony too, and she's just like scraping her knife against the railing and walking towards Sam. That was messed up. Her death could have been a little more interesting, but it was pretty brutal though. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I could have done that maybe a little better, but that's definitely a thought I had on second viewing. But it was just cool to be like, yeah, let's just knock one of these characters off, just right now. That was cool. That was good. Loved it. Absolutely, Brandon. That was really brutal. There was a lot of moments like that. The stab through the eye was great. The stab in the mouth. Both two of the Ethan's death and Detective Bailey's death I thought were great. Absolutely loved those. Quinn's, just a shot to the head. It's simple, but effective. Did kill her. So love it. I like Brandon. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for the $2. I appreciate that. I'm seeing a lot of rankings too. Let's see what we got here. Jalen's putting 6 at the top. 621-543. Nice. ZZM saying 61524 in a big old space then 3. J Kemp saying 126435. Isn't this wonderful that everyone has a different ranking too? Like, I love that. I hate when I'll put a ranking video out and people will be like, trash opinion, what the hell? Who cares? Have your opinion. Like the movies you want to like. But what I will say is I do think that it's significant that just about everyone has a different ranking. Like, I don't consistently see one thing in last place. I don't consistently see one thing in first place. I really like that. I see a lot of people who say like 2 is their absolute favorite. I'm like, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah to the Scream 2 love. Tori saying 164523. Different. Still different. I love it. It's good stuff. It's really good. Twilight Sparkle. Oh, still putting putting 5 at the top. Okay. 561423. Nice. I still like 5. I still really do like 5. 5 is, I think 5 is retroactively even better now with 6 because of everything that happens. I think it just works so much. I think it works a lot better, so. Hollywood Guy's throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much, Hollywood Guy. Saying, Jake, I went in with my head held high, but left scratching my head with the reveal and with Chad living. How is that possible? And I left sad. Well, I'm sorry, man. So what I will say is, in my review video, I talked about both of these things. I think that Dermot's pretty obvious. Like, Dermot's a pretty obvious killer. You can kind of figure it out when he says, what does he say? To Sam, he's like, you kill one of my own, you die, or something like that. And it's really over the top. To me, it works, I think, because I think it's less about like, here's the reveal of who the killers are. It's more about like what the motive is, how many killers there are this time around. And they're also very different while playing on a very familiar trope from this franchise. I think it works personally. I really liked what they did with this one, and it just kind of blew my mind. I was just like, wow, they just blew Screams 3 and 2 out of the water. Hot take. I think they blow those movies out of the water with this one. But Chad living is, I'm on the fence if I like it or not. I'm really on the fence because I was so excited when Chad lived, and on this second viewing today, I was once again like, I'm very happy Chad lived. I think that they have the entire core 4 have been elevated to, I'm like, I really like these characters now, big time. So I guess here's my thing. The next movie, I think they need to start killing some people for sure. Like, without a doubt, they should have. I'm definitely leaning towards they should have killed somebody and had an emotional death. That's what I'll say. But I still loved it. I still think it's great. And I'm not like, my thing is like thinking about the Scream movies a little more. A thought I had this morning was, I don't have a problem with main characters living through a bunch of bullshit because in every single one of these movies, the killers have lived through a bunch of bullshit and stayed alive. I'm like, listen, we're just applying that little end bit stinger scare. We're essentially just applying that to the full movie. And like one of my favorite movies of all time is Evil Dead 2013. This movie felt very similar to that. I've been bringing that movie up a lot because it's just like, this feels like it's trying to capture the same energy as that movie in a weird sort of way, like tone wise, and how you treat your characters like they're essentially just like piles of meat that can get stabbed multiple times and take way more shit than what's probably possible. I'm okay with it because I think it adds to the horror. It doesn't detract from scenes. Is it realistic? No, but the whole concept of this movie isn't realistic. So I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't bug me as much. I think if this was another, like, I think if this was a movie that was trying to take itself a little more seriously, trying to be like a little more grounded in reality, which I would argue this franchise is in some ways and is not in other ways, it doesn't bug me as much. I think it adds to the horror and the more scary Ghostface we got this time around. So that's just my take. I have seen a lot of people complain about these two things, though. I'm okay with them, though. I think the reveal was set up very nicely, and I liked that the twist of it was that they were Richie's extended family. It wasn't just like try to figure out who the killer is. Bam, it's this guy. You know what I mean? It's more than that now. And I think that's just a side effect of the evolution of this franchise. You can't just, I think it's really hard to write a mystery and just completely fool people unless there's just no setup to it at all. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to figure it out no matter what. And this now in the later entries in this franchise, they're starting to lean into that a bit more. On kind of having a bit more fun with it opposed to just trying to keep things a secret. That's not the big attraction to the Scream movies now. Maybe that was back, in the first three films when they were coming out in the late 90s, early 2000s, but I think nowadays it's much more about we got to do other things because it's just impossible to keep a secret. I mean, the killers even leaked online, a couple weeks before the film came out. So I think the franchise is about more than just that now. That was a very long-winded answer, but very passionate about this movie. It's my buddies who are film nerds were like, dude, like you guys stop talking about Scream. And I'm like, but this movie was so good. I loved it. But Hollywood Guy, I don't know. I will say give it another watch too, because I saw things on my second watch where I was like, oh, this fixes that. I didn't love this angle, but I was like, oh wait, there was this line that I totally missed. All the scenes are very detailed. Like there's a lot of things going on in every single scene. It's a very hard to digest movie, considering all that. So I will say, give it another watch. Give it one more go. If you were like, I don't know if that worked for me. But Hollywood Guy, thanks for the $5. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Chris is here. I'm sorry. Oh, Christ rules all too. Got it. Okay. What's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for the $5. Detective Bailey, you killed my son, and now I kill you. And I can't think of anything more rational. It was Scream 2, rinse, wash, repeat. I disagree. I think they did Scream 2, but better here. It's the same concept, but so is Scream 3 is the same concept as Scream 2. It's Sydney's brother. It's Billy's mother. I mean, that's the same thing. I don't know. They at least spun it a little differently. There's better setup to it in my mind. It doesn't feel completely out of nowhere. Like, I just feel sucker punched by the end of Scream 2 when it's like, it's Billy's mom. It's like, they just couldn't come up with another idea for a killer is how it feels like to me. But I feel like there's a lot more setup this time around. Every time we're getting a Ghostface call, it's from Richie Kirsch and her contacts. It's like, it doesn't feel like, what? Like that doesn't make any sense. It's motivated. It works for me. I don't think it's just a rinse, wash, repeat. You know what I mean? It's definitely inspired by Scream 2, but in some ways I think they do it better. In some ways I think they do it just simply different. I think that if we can agree on anything, I think they definitely do it very differently here, and that's what I appreciated. It wasn't just the same thing. It was a different approach to the same conclusion. Sure, I will give you that. I also liked that we had two other siblings and we had 3 ghost faces revealed at the end. That's never been done before. There's a lot of little things like that I thought were really fun with this film. So I enjoyed it, but I understand this take. I get it. Trust me, I get it. For how different this movie felt, I think it definitely would have been more appropriate to do just a more outlandish motive or just simply a motive we have never seen before. I do get that, but I'm going to defend the motive because I think it's set up really well and it's written well. And and that, at the end of the day, a well-written story is all I was expecting from the 6th entry in a slasher franchise. So I'll take it. But I feel you. I feel you, man. You did Scream 2 again, and this should have been something different. I feel it. I can't argue with that. Thanks for the $5, though. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry. Sion? I really don't want to mispronounce your name. I appreciate the support. Sion Edwards. I'm committing to it. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't want to mess up your name. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to mess it up. Thank you though. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. Jonathan's throwing $5 in there too. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Chad getting double stabbed, then both ghost faces doing the double knife cleanup was so sick. Had me clapping in the theater. Didn't mind the reveal. The double swipe from both ghost faces. I'm like, for a moment, I was like, oh my God, they're doing the fucking cult of Ghostface. I'm like, they're doing it. Like they're actually doing it. That would have been pretty cool too. But I appreciated what it ended up being. I was like, okay, all right. You know, this is very Scream to do this. I'll take it. Yeah, dude, I was losing my mind. I was like, this is so insane. What? Oh my God. We finally got, this is another thing, by the way. I've been talking about like things I've been checking off my checklist of my wish list of things from the Scream franchise. 2 killers killing somebody at the same time. We finally got that. Like, I know Chad didn't die, but we got an attack with 2 killers. That's awesome. We've never gotten that before, technically. Scream 4, technically, but technically not, because that's a movie. I loved it, man. Fuck. So many little things that just amplified this movie into just new territory for me. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And I also didn't mind the reveal. Was it obvious? Yeah, but like, I kind of wasn't expecting like a crazy, like pull the wool over my eyes mystery from this one. I was kind of expecting it to maybe be a little obvious, but our Ghostface is different. You know, our Ghostface is a little more brutal and more fucked up, which is why Detective Bailey is definitely going to rank real high for me. Because he's a very scary Ghostface, I'll tell you what. So, Jonathan, thank you for the $5, though. I do appreciate that. Hollywood Guys throwing $5 in there, too. Thank you so much. Saying, I did see a spoiler of sorts that the killers were related to Stu and the killers were Jack Champion and Sam's boyfriend. I think that was changed. So, someone told me that the killers were going to be, like, it was going to be something to do with Stu, and that didn't really happen. You know, there was a Stu theme in this movie, but it was basically telling the audience that he's dead in many different ways, which I appreciated personally, because I love Stu. I think he's my favorite Ghostface killer, but I don't want to like I don't want him to come back and just, you know, be like, Stu's back, you know, hey, what's up everybody, clocking in, you know, to get this over with. I don't know, man. I think it's fine with how it is. I think it's fine where we left it. Stu Macher in 1996, phenomenal performance, one of my all-time favorite horror movie performances. I'm fine with leaving it at that. It's great. I love Matthew Lillard's amazing, and he's getting back into you know, like horror movies and all that, which is great. And I want to see new stuff from him. You know, I want to see new performances. He's a very versatile actor. I would love to see some more stuff from him in other places, I guess is my point. If he comes back, you know, he comes back. I'm not going to be like, God, that ruined the movie, that Stu's back. But I just don't think they need that. I love that there's new people every single time with new motives, new things to talk about, new things to comment on. Bringing back Stu would just be it would just feel unnecessary to me. I think we finished that story a long time ago, and that's okay. That's all right. Like I said, Stu's still my favorite. Just like Quinn. Just like Quinn, Stu's my favorite Ghostface. I appreciate him. So, but yes, holy crap, I'm going way off the rails here. But yeah, Jack Champion, I also liked. This was, I don't think this was ever the case personally, though. I guess is my point. I think that this was the plan from the beginning. It feels very organized, very well put together. Even if you hated the twist, you got to admit it does feel like this makes sense to continue it this way. It's like, okay, yeah, I can see that. I even feel like I have an idea of where 7's going to go, but I'm going to save that for a big video I'm working on right now. So, but Hollywood Guy, thank you so much for the $5. I do really appreciate it. ZZM once again talking about Stu. Thank you for the $5. Saying police wall confirms Stu dead 1996. I missed that on first watch. Yes, it does. Yeah. So Stu dead 1996. Hey, listen, if you still want Stu to come back, they could do an offshoot movie that's just the direct sequel to the original. And personally, I would have no problem with Stu coming back in a movie like that. I'd be so fine with that. My issue with it is it's been so long. It just doesn't, it's such a stretch, like it's so much of a stretch. I don't know. I would be fine with a continuation movie that takes place maybe like 20 years after or something, where Stu Macher got away with it somehow. You can explain it that way. I don't know. I'm sure if there's that much of a want for Stu to come back, sure, fine. Start a new timeline. Let's Halloween this bitch, as they say. Cool, but I don't think it would work in the current timeline. Me personally. But yes, so this movie does confirm that Stu Macher is dead. So I don't think that there's an argument anymore. But once again, for those who want to see him back, keep the hope alive, I'll say. But I don't know. I don't think it would work in my mind. ZZM, thank you again for the $5 though, and thank you for being a Killjoy cult member. Appreciate that. Go Buckeyes. Go Buckeyes. John Smith is throwing 5 in there as well, saying Halloween 78 and Scream 96 are untouchable. You're right. I can't argue with that. I mean, 2 of the most important horror films of all time. I mean, maybe 1 and 2 right there. So I can't argue with that. My ranking is 1, 5, 6, 2, 4, and 3. Not a single dud in the Scream franchise. Consistent as all hell. That I think a lot of us can agree on, without a doubt. Very consistent overall. Like, I know, listen, Scream 3, I think it gets a lot of hate. It's a really fun movie. Is it just dumb at points? Yes. It is absolutely dumb. It says some really dumb moments, but it's so fun. It's like watching a Scooby-Doo movie, but it's kind of like watching, it's actually kind of like watching those like Scooby-Doo live action movies from the early thousands, but in like Scream format. I don't know. It's fun. It's a very fun, silly, goofy time, and I have a blast with it every time. I'm never disappointed watching Scream 3, even though I'm pointing out some of the weird decisions they made in the film. So it's definitely my least favorite, but it's still a lot of fun for sure. Without a doubt. I love the ranking too. I love how you got everything ranked. 5 is 5 I'm very back and forth on, but I don't know. I definitely liked 6 more, but I do like 5. 2's great. I love 2's amazing. 4's amazing. Man, it's gonna be really hard to do my ranking. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm working on that video for tomorrow. Right now I'm still kind of going back and forth on a few things, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spoil nothing, right? This is the spoiler talk actually. Whatever. Who it doesn't matter. You've been warned. You're constantly warned by the spoilers at the bottom. John Smith, thank you for the $5 though. I appreciate that. Sarah Campbell's throwing $5 Canadian in there. Appreciate that. Well, hello from Canada again. I don't know if I said hello to my Canadian fellow friends out there. So hello. Sarah's saying, I had Detective Bailey and Ethan spoiled for me. Oh, that sucks. So I went in not suspicious of anyone else. So Jason and then Quinn's reveal shocked me. So that was fun. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Jason and Greg. How interesting. Like, this time around, I was thinking about, like, what would this movie have looked like if they were the killers in this film? And I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting that they were kind of rinse and repeat killers of Richie and Amber, essentially, and then they get killed by these new people who are like, yeah, we're not doing a movie motive this time. It's not going to be about that. That was cool. I thought that was sick. But I do feel like maybe, like, it's like I said, it's well written. I think it works, but it probably should have been a different motive overall. But I'm okay with it. Like, I'm still so okay with it. I enjoy it. But thank you, Sarah, for the $5. I do appreciate that. What else do we got here? Aaron is saying 165432. Nice. Very nice. Good stuff. 4, I don't want to, I'm not trying to shit on 4 because I do really like that one. That's the one I'm having trouble with. I don't know where I would rank that. KK, what's up? Saying 143625. Ooh. I see a lot of people put 5 on the bottom. I don't know about that. 5's got its issues, but I'm on the fence. there. We're throwing some Halloween rankings in there too. Nice. I'm confused. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not all the movies. Wait, hang on a minute. What's going on? Darren, I'm curious how you rank all the Halloween movies. Very curious. Junin is saying, literally just finished the movie, loved it, but I would have liked a bit of a cliffhanger of some sorts and a more emotional death. Other than that, it was great. The end, like the very ending, I think is the only place I'm like, okay, we could have changed some things here. I definitely would have loved a cliffhanger, even something like tiny, like a little teeny tiny thing. Like, what if they kept, here's my whole thing about the ending, right? We have Sam bring Detective Bailey within an inch of his life, essentially, stabbing him like 100,000 times. And then Tara walks in and kind of gives her a look like, dude, like, relax. What's going on? What's going on? And then they still decide to kill him. He totally deserved it. I do. He totally deserved it. But my thing is, gotta block that person real quick. Hang on. My big thing about it is I wish she didn't kill him and he just got arrested, and not because I'm like, oh, you know, God, that guy should have lived. He totally, no, not at all. Fuck that guy. I feel like they could have kept him alive and he could have came back in some sort of way, and that could have kind of been a cool thing. You know, this Ghostface goes to prison instead of gets killed. But that would not have been as climactic, of course. So that's why we killed him. But I almost feel like since they have Sam at the end of the movie throw the mask on the ground and all that, I'm very conflicted with what they're trying to say at the end here. Because Sam does viciously murder this guy. But then is like, you know what? The whole killer thing, I gotta stop. I wish she would, you should have just had her either keep the mask or not kill Dermot. Something should have been changed, in my opinion. But I still think she should have kept the mask. That's my one thing after my second watch that I'm like, she should have kept it. That would have been more interesting. And it would have been kind of a cliffhanger, too. It would have been like, oh, shit. Are we setting up Sam to be a killer for the next movie? I still think we kind of are. Maybe. I still think that's a possibility, but it's not as clear anymore. And I feel like that's because I don't know if Radio Silence is going to do the next movie or not, which does have me a little worried. I hope they do it. I really do. All the love. I love Sam. I love this story. I love the core four. I really love where they're going with this, and I hope Radio Silence finishes it out in a third entry for them. So hopefully, Junin. And yes, an emotional death. Should have had that. I love Chad, but I think he should have died. I hate saying it too, because I was like losing my mind when he came out and was like, oh, we got a live one. I was like impressed. Let's go. Good stuff. But still, I'm like, man, yeah. Sean, I should have known that. I'm sorry. My bad. Sean like the sheep. Well, Sean Edwards, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Could Ghostface come across to Wales? Ooh, the rural settings are Woodsboro-esque. Sydney's hideout. Ooh. That could be kind of cool. Maybe she just flees the country essentially, trying to get away from Ghostface while it's this big thing. There was a lot of allusions to this idea of a bunch of people going Ghostface across the country. Ghostface masks are at an all-time high or whatever. That was a really nice little thing that I caught this time around. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if that's setting up if that's a little detail for the next film. That would be really cool, I think. Yeah, I'm all about that. Absolutely. That would be sick, Sean. I'm not going to forget that, Sean. Not going to forget it. I promise. I'll never get your name wrong again. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed the movie. And hey, hopefully, Scream 7 is in Wales. That would be wild. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. I can't tell if you're messing with me or not, but I do appreciate it. First time I actually got to see the hottest horror YouTuber live. Usually I have to watch it later in the day. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for the compliment. You know, my hair looks like I'm the scientist from The Simpsons, but I do appreciate that. Thank you. All the love. Haunting You is here. What's up? Thanks for the $10. I appreciate that. When Ghostface said, who gives a fuck about the movies? I thought it was Casey Becker's dad. Ooh. That's interesting. That's an interesting angle to it. They were affected first, and it was entertained for decades. He would have hated all the Stab movies. You know, that's a good point, actually. That would be a cool way to just bring it all full circle. I guess my question is, though, why would he be coming after... Well, okay, if he's coming after Sam, maybe he's just going after the next Ghostface. Man, is Casey Becker's dad even still alive? That's my new question. that's my new question to think about. I'm like, they were older. I actually couldn't tell you how... I don't know if we ever get an age on them, but they were older. That's interesting, though. I do like the idea. Yeah, I love the idea that this wasn't about movies. That was nice. And even though it was a familiar motive from, the original couple of movies or, first two sequels, I do think that it was a nice change of pace considering that the last two films were a lot about the Stab movies. So I was like, okay, I think we need to get away from that. We need to do something else with our motive. And it was nice that they took an old motive and, like I said, made it better. Just my opinion. I know, hot take, but this is the place for hot takes, Haunting You, and I like this one too. This is another hot take, and I dig it. He would have hated all the Stab movies. That is absolutely true. Fuck that. If they were making movies about my dead, daughter or dead just family member in general, that would suck. That would be awful. Fuck that. stab movies are inherently fucked up, and I think it is a really interesting thing to use as a commentary tool. But like I said, I just think it's been done enough. It's been used a lot. I'm glad we're kind of past it, even though we even kind of made fun of that in this movie, which I think is really funny. But Haunting You, once again, thank you for the $10. It's a really interesting theory. I'm coming around to the whole connecting everything in the Scream franchise a little more, especially after this movie. I'm like, that was set up and worked pretty well in my mind. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll entertain the idea a little more, connecting everything together, even though I feel like it's just easier, clean slate if you just start fresh. But hey, if you can do it, do it. If you can do something crazy like that and it all works out, if you can write it all, make your Pepe Sylvia board where you're just going crazy like Charlie Day and Always Sunny, do it. Make it work. I'm here for it. Zombie Slayer 2948, what's going on? That is a sick profile picture. I don't know if you drew that yourself or not, but that is badass. Saying, throwing $5 in there, thank you so much. Saying Chad is an absolute beast. Dude gets stabbed over 20 times and still survives. I swear if he survives in Scream 7, I'm labeling him as immortal. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It is. I've said it a few times now. It's insane. It's ridiculous that Chad survives that scene. I'm pretty sure he gets like every vital organ stabbed. Like he gets stabbed here, like all over. Man, it was a bit of a stretch, but it's one of those things where I'm like, it was still like a big surprise. It was still a big shock, and it didn't feel like cheap. It didn't feel like Scream would never do something like this. That's ridiculous. They've been doing it for years with Dewey. You know, I'm like, if they didn't do that with Dewey, then I would feel differently about it. But they have, you know what I mean? Dewey has survived the same thing. And it was ridiculous when that happened too. But I love Dewey and I love Chad. So I'm like, I can forgive it. If it was a very unlikable character, we'd be having a very different discussion right now. But I really like Chad. I'm actually kind of excited to see him come back for 7. If there is a 7, which considering that we're probably going to be getting a 40 million plus opening weekend box office for this film, I see it happening. if the money's good, as they say, the train is gonna keep rolling on. So I'm here for Scream 7. Let's make it happen. Zombie Slayer, thank you for the $5 though. I do appreciate it. And yeah, if he survives Scream 7, he's immortal. I'm fine with him. Like I said, I am totally fine with these characters dying at any point, especially now that I like them more. You know, like 5, I was like, they're good, they have potential, but I don't think they've reached that potential. Now I think they have. Now, after 6, I'm like, okay, I like these characters a lot. If they die in the next movie, that'll be a really emotional death, and it'll be a nice setup, and it'll be like, okay, now I see why you kept him alive. Cool. But you got to do something there is a problem now, though. I will say that. There is an issue now if they decide to kill Chad. It has to be something worse than what we saw. Like, it's got to be like a beheading, which would be really funny considering what happens in this film. The running gag with that. It's got to be something like he gets eviscerated, because, I mean, he gets stabbed so many times in the chest. You got to give me something in the next movie where he can't just die from one stab. You know what I mean? It's got to be like this dude gets eviscerated. It might be a little mean-spirited, but it's like, you got to do that, man. Mastermind Killers throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much. Saying, guessed it would be a family of killers. I got dad and son right. Thought grandpa would be Dr. Stone. A lot of people did. This was a big theory. I liked it. It was a really interesting theory, though. Bloody Mary got it all right. Dad, son, and daughter. Yes, Bloody Mary, if you're out there, make your presence known. Hello, welcome. But yes, I agree. They were right about that, which is really funny. I loved it. I thought the daughter twist was a little like, listen, man, I've seen, you know, I saw Spiral do this a couple years ago, and I don't know if it worked, and it was better here for sure, but it was still just a little like, I've seen, you know, fake out deaths. I appreciated it. You know, I appreciate it, but I'm on the fence about if I liked that or not. But I still dig it. I dig it for now. Mastermind Killer, once again, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Squidward Tennis Balls is here. Tentacles, sorry, my bad. And saying, what was your opinion on Richie's dad and a killer in the Scream franchise being a detective? I thought it was really interesting considering the advantage over the investigation. Here's the other thing. He's not just, yeah, exactly. He's not just Richie's dad. He's a detective in New York. That's really cool and super appropriate for being the killer in a New York set Scream film. I really like that angle to it. I'm actually pretty happy that the detective ended up being the killer. That's cool. It's appropriate. I dig it. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought, yeah, and once, like you said, they kind of have an advantage. They're leading the investigation. So any plot hole you might have felt was a plot hole because something that just police wouldn't do, he was kind of fucking around with that. You know what I mean? He had his hands in all of that, pulling all the strings. So I think it works. David Santa Carla saying, hey, Jake, why do the killers have to ham it up when they reveal themselves? Only Stu may do that. Yeah, that's fair. I actually loved that Dermot Mulroney was very subtle for the lead up, but then he gets like really over the top at the end. Not Mrs. Loomis over the top, but a little over the top. He's like laughing and he's like shooting at people. It's pretty goofy. But these movies have always been a little goofy, you know, and even with all the goofiness in this movie, this is definitely the least goofiest. It definitely is. And it still has that goofy, campy edge to it, but it's scary. It finds ways to be scary and just, ooh, this is gross. I don't know how I feel about this. But you're right. You're not wrong. Hollywood Guy's throwing $5 in there saying, what did you feel about the first unmasking of Ghostface and then he got killed? I loved it. I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened on film before. that was my initial reaction, because I've just been like, they could do that so easily. They could make a movie from the killer's perspective. That would be so cool. Because like I said, staying consistent, at least I'm trying to. This franchise, it's not about the reveal anymore. We've done that. We've done that successfully a few times, but it's tough. And especially in this day and age where shit leaks, let's just lean into it. You know what I mean? And just like do a movie from a killer's perspective. Make the big thing about the movie not the killer reveal, but other things. And this movie does that really well, I think. Because it's not about the killer reveal. It's about the motive. It's about the surprises we get along the way. It's about that opening scene, which is so cool. I absolutely loved that scene so much, because it's like, here's your stereotypical requel sequel killers, which is or sequel killers. Let's just say that. Here's your stereotypical sequel killers. We're going to literally kill them and do something else. It's on the nose, sure, but it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome because we've never done it before. And I don't know. I really liked it. And it's not like, oh, Jake's just going to be impressed with anything different. No, it was motivated. You know what I mean? This is a really cool thing to do. And an idea that, I'm not the only one saying that. I'm not the only one being like, oh, they should do it from the killer's perspective, and all that. Trust me, I'm not the only person saying that. So it was cool. I loved it. It was maybe my favorite part of the whole movie. So Hollywood Guy, thanks for the $5. What happened to the McKenzie family being killed? I don't know. Yeah, that was I think that was a third-party source thing, if I remember correctly. But then wasn't there like this poster or whatever? It says like McKenzie family murdered or something. Yeah, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you what that was all about. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's not what ended up happening. I don't even, was Samara's last name McKenzie in the film? Like everyone said it was, but I don't know if it was actually. So that I can't, Laura was her first name, but I can't remember if we had a last name revealed or not for the character. So I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what happened with that, even though, like I said, that was on a poster. So I don't know. Very confusing stuff, Jay Kemp. Not sure. Thanks for the super chat though. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot. Johnny Hideout UK is throwing a big old super chat in there. Thank you so much. Saying you're the friendliest, best looking guy on YouTube. Well, thank you so much, Johnny. I appreciate that. Saying I hope you will direct a Scream movie. You should come to Fright Fest to see your UK fans. I would love to. Like, one day it's gonna happen. One day it's gonna happen. I've always wanted to go to London. Like that's a dream destination for me. I got a few cities that I would just love to go to. London. I want to go to, this is a country, but Japan. I'm talking about city. I was like, I know if I say cities and then say Japan, people are going to be like, what? I would love to go to Japan. Would love to go to, love to go to Germany too. I don't know. I got a lot of weird little places I want to go to. But London is absolutely one of those places. You're saying, oh, you run a horror meetup in London called The Hideout? No way. Who would love to see you, Jake? Fuck. Okay, I'm making it happen. I'm I'm gonna make it happen at some point. Absolutely. Oh my God, I would love to hang out. Absolutely, Johnny. We'll make it happen at some point for sure, because I got to get to London. I want to go to a pub and then just hang out. I just got a weird thing. I want to go to a pub in London. I don't know, man. I just want to do it. I think it would be fun. But Johnny, thank you so much for the big super chat. I really appreciate that. Let's make that happen one day. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Kia was not a fan, saying the script is sloppy as all hell. How does Sam not recognize any of Richie's family members? Someone was saying this on my last stream. I've dated people for 6 months and did not know any of their family at all. That's just, once again, speaking from my experience, I don't think that's too out of place. I don't know. Just me, like I said, me personally, I've had this experience where I'm like, I've dated someone for a while and I just never met their family. It just never happened. So I don't know. I don't think that's like the craziest stretch personally. I could see that being a possibility, especially with Richie being so secretive about his real identity. So I'm actually kind of even surprised Richie used his real name. You know, it's like, I'm sure he wouldn't say anything about his family, like just in case something happened. But I don't know. I mean, Richie wasn't the smartest killer either. So there's an argument on both sides, I think, for sure. Warren Johns is throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much. Saying, who did Family Killers better, Sick or Scream? Absolutely Scream. Listen, man, I give Scream 2 shit, but it's because I love this franchise so much. It's because I love it so much and I hold it to a higher standard. The Scream 2 twist is a million times better than what Sick did. I'm sorry. I enjoyed Sick. It was a fun movie, but what the fuck was what was that third act, man? I don't know. I couldn't get into that personally. It's a period piece for something that happened recently and they got shit wrong. It's like, how does that happen? Like, how do you get something wrong from listen, if we're doing a movie on like the 1400s and you get something wrong, I can excuse that. Okay. You know, you probably did a lot of research and you still ended up getting something wrong. Okay, whatever. It's a little tiny thing, but like this was 2-3 years ago. Like, how do you mess that up? I don't know. Sick was, it had some really cool sequences, some really cool chases, but man, I was overall pretty disappointed with the film personally. But yeah, Scream definitely does the Family Killers thing way better in every entry, like 2, 3, and this one. So yes, Warren, that's my final answer. But thank you for the $5. I do appreciate that. I don't want to say I hated Sick, but like I said, great chase scenes, but I don't know. Probably won't watch it again. KK33's throwing $5 Canadian in there. Thank you so much, KK. I really appreciate that support. If you got something to say too, throw it out there. Throw your wildest Scream 6 take out there. If you hated it, tell me about it. I want to hear it. Because I don't care. You know, it's film opinions at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Who cares? It's people interpret, people like different things. That's fine. That's so fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever you like, you like. Whatever you don't like, you don't like. And if some asshole on the internet says they disliked the thing you like, it doesn't matter. Trust me. I'm just a talking head. If you have an opinion, pitch it. Throw it to me. I want to hear about it. I love it though. But KK, still, again, thank you for the support. I do really appreciate it. Or maybe you prefer to be KK33. I'm so sorry. KK33. I don't know you. I don't want to disrespect you. Damn, Danny Brackett from the movie. It's not a very nice thing to say, Danny. Not a very nice thing to say at all. I'll tell you that much. In fact, people who say stuff like that get blocked. I'm going to be honest. See, I don't care. Insult me all you want. But if you insult somebody in my chat, then I get pissed off. So don't do that. Don't do that fucking shit. Or so help me God. I will shit in your chimney. Anyways, J4X Jacob. Right, Jacob? Can I call you Jacob? Or do you want me to call you J4X Ob? Because I'll call you that too. I don't care. Whatever you want. Throwing $5 in there saying if Mindy would have died in 6, she could have gave the rules in she couldn't have gave the rules in Scream 7 like Randy did in Scream 3. It would have been a cool nostalgia moment. Ooh. That's actually okay. That would actually be kind of cool if she like recorded a video on her phone or something. We kind of play it the same way. I don't know. Yeah. To me, I think that's right there. I think that's why they didn't kill Mindy because she is kind of our stand-in Randy for as well as Kirby too, which is nice. But yeah, I do think that I do think she'll give us the rules again in Scream 3, which I did love her monologue. I'm not like huge on the like super in your face meta humor. I've always thought it was done a little better when it's, you know, a little in the background, a little more subtle. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was very Scream. You know what I mean? It was very, very Scream-esque. So I enjoyed it personally. But yeah, I hope they do a 3, and I hope it's not. I'm gonna be honest. I liked 6. I really did. I did love it. I loved it. It was a great movie. But I do hope that the motive isn't something family oriented next time. Like, let's say we get a 7, Radio Silence doing it. We got Guy Busick, James Vanderbilt back on board. Give me a different motive. I know that's not at all what you're talking about here, but if we do our Radio Silence's Scream 3, give us something else. Someone should have died though. Jacob, fuck it, I'm committing to it. Someone should have died in this movie though. I will say that. Well, one of the main characters probably should have gotten killed. Yeah, hard to argue with that, but should it have been Mindy? I don't know. It's tough to say who, because I'm like, I like all these characters now. I don't know if I want anybody to die. So if somebody does die, it'll probably be really emotional next time around is what I think about. So, I do really appreciate your super chat, whether your name is Jacob or J4XOB. I don't, once again, not trying to offend you. So I do appreciate the $5. Thank you. Thank you. Crane, you're right. My bad. Yeah, you're correct. It is Crane is her last name. Thank you. I appreciate that. Probably Marion Crane reference. Yeah, that's my guess. Ethan the Goat is throwing $5 out there saying 6 is better than 1 in my eyes. Nice. I'm glad you liked it. 1 did so much for horror, but 6 is amazing. I love Chad, but him being jumped by 2 ghost faces was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I kind of agree, man. 6 is really scary. 6 has some really fucked up moments, some great phone calls, some great chases. It's a great film. I love it. It's really one that I enjoy a lot. But like 1 is definitely in my rotation of like I'm gonna watch this many more times in my lifetime. But 6 is 6 is without a doubt in that rotation. Like so much so. I really like that movie. I'm very hot on it right now. And even after 2 watches, I'm not feeling like 5. I definitely felt it diminish as I watched it more times. I'm not feeling that with 6. Like, I'm not feeling that at all with 6. And that has me very, very happy that these people are in charge of this franchise, because I think they're doing it right. Kevin Williamson has spoken very positively about it. He's very happy with the with how the movie went. I don't know. I love it. I love what they're doing with this franchise. They just keep making it better and better and better. It's a super consistent franchise already, and they're just taking it to new heights. I love it, man. Love it. Radio Silence, love them. All the love, nothing but positivity for them. So, and dude, oh my God, that scene was awesome. I've been wanting something like that for so long. 2 ghost faces killing somebody. It's not a shock anymore. They recognize that it's not a shock anymore to have 2 killers. And some of the sequels, it's still like, oh, 2 killers. What? It's not surprising anymore. It was in the first one. It absolutely was in the first one, and they killed it. Like, what a great reveal with Stu. Oh my God. But now it's not. And I love that we're taking that. And it's like, okay, well, this isn't shocking anymore. So what else can we do with it? Right here. Right. This is what's shocking. That was awesome. Loved it. Ethan, I absolutely agree, man. Great stuff. So fucking cool. Thanks for the $5 though. Drag Vibe Plus, which sounds like an amazing streaming service, is saying, what were your thoughts on Liana Liberato's performance? I personally thought she did better than Dermot and Jack. Ooh, I also like that Quinn. I like Quinn a lot more than the other 2. I really like Quinn. I felt like both her and Jack Champion, I needed to see more of them as the killer. Like, I loved them throughout the very beginning of the movie, for sure. Like, Quinn kills it. I really like her character. She's very funny. And she's super creepy, too, in the end. Her performance is amazing. That not to say her performance isn't amazing. It's great. I just, I felt like I needed a little more from our killers. Just to see, literally just another scene. That's it. She has the fake out death, so I don't really know how you could improve upon that, but I really liked it. I thought she killed it. And Jack Champion also did a great job as our killer, but I once again just felt like they were accomplice characters. It was much more about Dermot in that moment, but Liana was great though. No, for sure. She killed it. I think she's a very underrated actress. I've seen her in a bunch of different things. She was in this movie called The Beach House that I liked. I enjoyed it, but the absolute best part of it was her performance for sure. So I'm excited to see her in more things, and I'm glad that she's a new Ghostface killer. Welcome to the Ghostface family. It was awesome. It's good. It's really good stuff. Yeah, no, she was really good. She's killer. I don't know where I would rank her yet, honestly. But I pretty much know where I would rank Scream 6 in my ranking, but ranking the ghost faces, that's going to be so tough now. We have 5 more contenders. There are now 14 ghost faces officially, so I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. Sean Edwards, I told you I wouldn't forget, Sean. I told you I wouldn't forget. We're an hour into this, but I'm not forgetting. Saying, Sod London come to Wrexham and make Scream Wales. Absolutely. I gotta make it there now. I gotta make it. I gotta make it somehow. I got so many people saying, come on, get on over here. Get on over here. I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen. At some point it's gonna happen, Sean. I promise. Thank you for the super chat though. I really appreciate it. I would love to. I want to go there so bad. You guys are hyping it up. It sounds awesome. Denisha, thank you so much for the $2, and you're an awesome mod, Denisha. I appreciate you. Jake, I'm here. I'm the buddy mod. You're my best buddy, Denisha. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being a mod. I appreciate you being here. So thank you. Thank you so much, Denisha. Thanks for all you do for this page. Really appreciate you. The Rookie Critic is here. What's going on, man? How's it going? Throwing $10 in there. Thanks for the big super chat. Wow, appreciate that. Saying, hey man, I thought I'd hate the Scream films, but watched them for the first time recently. Now I love them. Nice. 5 seemed weakest thread to me, and I love the first hour 30 in Scream 6, but goes downhill after that. A lot of people don't seem to like the third act, which fair. I think there's an absolute good reason to not like the ending of the movie. I know a lot of people have already stated, like, we've been talking about it for an hour now. The whole idea that it's kind of the same thing. It is kind of the same thing. Oh yeah, I get it. If that's an issue you have, you're not moving on that. I get it. I've been there. I've seen franchise continuations where I'm like, they kind of just did the same thing again. Star Wars was my big thing, but I would argue that Scream 6 does it better personally than like Scream 2 or Scream 3, where it's a family-oriented killer. I think that this is the best instance of it personally, because it was set up really well, but it was still a surprise, and that's the best way to do a big movie surprise in my opinion. So I feel you, man. I feel you. I didn't think I'd like the Scream films all that much, like getting more into them, but I really enjoy them. They're very fun slasher flicks, and they surprisingly have some really dark, scary moments to them too. So these are really fun movies, man. I've grown to like just be I'm like a huge fan of them now. Like after years of talking about them, it's just like, wow, these movies are actually fucking phenomenal. It's one of those things where like I feel like if you just talk to one person about it, they're like, oh, they're just like the goofy slasher movies. But the more you watch them, you're like, dude, these are actually super well written. They're super clever and smart, and it's always just like feels like a middle finger to the man kind of thing. I was talking with Aaron, who's in the chat. I didn't say hi to you. I'm sorry, but I see you. I see you there. We were talking about how it's always like a middle finger to the man. It's like it breaks rules. It subverts expectations. It's a wonderful franchise. I don't know. I really enjoy it personally. So Rookie Critic, I'm glad that you went through these movies and had a good time with them. So. Thank you so much for the $10 though. Again, I'm curious. So I'm curious which one is your like absolute favorite though. If you're still here, throw that in the chat. I'm curious. Tell me what you think. John Smith is throwing $5 in there. Thank you, man. Who's that dirtbag giving you guff, Jake? I don't care. Listen, man, I have had 3 years of people leaving comments down below saying, this is the ugliest dude I've ever seen in a YouTube video and shit like that. I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. None of that shit phases me. It's funny more than anything. I crack up. I get pissed, though, when somebody insults somebody else. If I see that shit in my chat or in my comments, I will lose my mind. No, don't do that shit. Don't do that. These are all very nice people who are here. Even the people who are calling me a scumbag, even the people who are calling me a scumbag, I even have love for them. I don't care. I think it's funny. Listen, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. If you do see somebody fucking with somebody else though, I'm shutting that shit down. Don't do that. That pisses me off. Don't do that shit. You, Cody Leach, Haunted Hippie, Sean Chandler, Drum Dums, and Brian Slasher in Suits are the coolest YouTubers. Well, thank you. I feel honored to be a part of that group of very awesome people. So thank you so much, John. I just love all these channels. I've been like Sean Chandler. I've been watching him for the longest time. I love his content so much. Drum Dums too. I've been watching him just for like the longest time. Those two, they're very big inspirations on myself. I love them so much. Haunted Hippie. I got into her content recently. Really well done. Big video essays she does. Cody Leach has killer reviews, and Brian's kill counts are fucking awesome. So if you don't watch any of these guys, I highly recommend subscribing to all of their pages. Really good stuff from all of them for sure. I love the work that they all of them have done. So absolutely highly recommend. Great little selection there for sure. So John, once again, thank you for the $5 though. Do appreciate it. The Late Horror Show is here. What's up? What's up? Welcome, man. How's it hanging, man? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Great, another great channel. We're talking about great horror channels. Holy shit, here we go. There we go. Good stuff. Welcome, man. Welcome to the page. Welcome. Ridiculous is here with with the scariest looking duck I've ever seen with a knife. Is this our new killer in Scream 7? Oh my God, I love it. Rubber Duck is the killer this time. Throwing a buck in there. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Mastermind Killers throwing their rankings in there. Love it. 1 and 6 are equal. Ooh. I'm going to be honest, Mastermind Killer. I might be in the same boat as you. 1 and 6 being equal. I'm pretty much right there. Hot take. Saying 1, 6 equal tied for first. 3, 4, 5, 2. Nice. Very good ranking. Good stuff. I appreciate the Scream 3 love. I do. Like I said, I said this earlier. It's an underrated sequel, man. It's underrated. I like it, Mastermind Killer. Thanks for the $2. Appreciate that. JJ's here. What's up, JJ? Saying, Killjoy, do you currently or have you ever had a man crush on Orlando Bloom? Who doesn't have a man crush on Orlando Bloom? That man is gorgeous. What? What is this question, JJ? No, I'm just messing with you. I love Orlando Bloom though, like for real. Legolas, man, fuck yeah. Legolas is awesome, man. Who doesn't? You know what I mean? Who doesn't? Honestly. Haunting You's throwing $10 in there. Thank you again, Haunting You. Saying, what do you think of standalone Scream with a dedicated Ghostface and a separate story? Somewhere in an abandoned stained glass mansion, and people explore it as he's like a myth. Like it's like, oh, this Ghostface character, he isn't real, I really like the idea of a Scream film in one location on like one night or something like that though. I really dig that. Maybe like Bodies style, where it's like in just like one space, one abandoned mansion. I really like that. Actually, I think that would be really cool. I'm trying to think, like House on Haunted Hill kind of does something similar to this, but imagine like a Scream movie with like a similar setup to that. That could be really cool. I really fuck with that, actually. That would be cool. I like that this one changed up not just the format, but the usual like pacing, if that makes sense. Like 5 did that a little bit, but this one was really different, much more fast paced. Only took place across like just a couple of days. So I would really like something like this that just takes place across the space of one night. And it's just really going, you're constantly death, killer here, killer. Oh my God. I'm down for that. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think you could do a mystery even better this way. You know what I'm saying? I think that would actually be pretty cool. So Haunting You, thanks for the $10. I appreciate that. Man, I thought Chad was the heart of the film, but this just does not feel like something Chad would say. I don't think Chad would say this. I think if I met Chad, I feel like he wouldn't say this, but I guess I was wrong. No. This person's real persistent. I appreciate how persistent you are with trying to say how much of a piece of shit I am. I respect it. Honestly, I respect it. I do. Bloody Mary's throwing $5 in there saying, so glad again Tara survived. So just all the glads. I love it. Oh, Bloody Mary, I'm so happy for you. I was blown away by Melissa Barrera's performance. My only criticism is one of the core 4 should have died. And I like that you added the rat in the back there, because one of my criticisms is that why the fuck did Ghostface not bite into a rat? What's going on? No, I pretty much agree. It like I said, I'm not like furious about it. I'm not like, what? Chad should have died, but someone should have died. Yeah, I mean, Bloody Mary, you're right. I can't argue with you. You called it, by the way, Bloody Mary. We were talking about you earlier. We were like, oh my God, Bloody Mary totally called it. It was a dad and a daughter and a son. So congrats Congrats. You win the prize of my love and affection, and that's it. So congrats. Thanks for the $5 though. I appreciate it. I'm glad that Tara survived too. As much as I thought it would be cool that she would die, I'm happy she lived. I really like Jenna Ortega. I'm glad she's probably going to be back for the next one. Omni, what's up, man? I was saying hi to you earlier, but what's up? Welcome. How's it going? Middle finger to the system. Yeah, let's go. Love it, Aaron. Love it, man. People call you ugly. Not gonna lie, you look super hot in Red Rum. Thank you, man. I thought I looked disgusting in that movie, but I appreciate it. There were scenes where I was like, oh, that's funny. Well, thank you. Thank you, Gabs. I appreciate it. God, I'm just like, oh man, I'm just gonna throw my hair to the side. I'm all just feeling all. Guys are really inflating my ego. It's gonna become dangerous. I'm just telling you that right now. Omni's throwing a super sticker in there. Thank you so much. I love stickers. God, love stickers so much. I'm going to vandalize so much shit with these stickers. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $1.50, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Ridiculous is throwing $2 in there too. Thank you. I love the duck. I can't stop saying it. I love that duck. I love him with his little sword. It's awesome. My biggest gripe was Quinn's fake out is a big reach. Yeah, it's a bit, I was like, okay, that's a fake out. Why didn't they show us that? Why didn't they, how did she not know Ghostface was standing there? Yeah. Bit of a stretch. I feel like it was like, why the hell is Ghostface just standing? I almost wish we could have gotten a shot like your stereotypical like Wes Craven style in the background. You see Ghostface sneak into the apartment or something somehow. It's like, wait, how did Ghostface get a key? And it's all explained, Ooh, one of the roommates. Ooh, I like it. And they were roommates. Some people got that. Someone out there got that joke. Somebody did. Come on. But yeah, kind of a reach, but nothing this franchise hasn't already done before. And once again, I feel like they maybe did it even better here. Like, think about Roman's fake out. It's like, man, that was, talk about a reach. That was like right there, right at the end too. And I feel like they just put that in there to make you think it wasn't him. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. That might have been a little unnecessary, but this felt a little more necessary for certain sequences. Cause it was like Jack Champion's here as well as Dermot Mulroney. So it's like, well, it's not them, but someone's attacking Gale on the other side of town. Like, how is that possible? So it kind of works with the mystery a little better. So I'm okay with it personally, but thank you for the $2. Ridiculous. I love it. I dig it. Rookie Critic with another $10. Rookie Critic, I appreciate that. Thank you. After only seeing the movies once, here we go. All in a row. It's hard to rank them all. Feels like a good connecting story for most of parts 1, 2, and 3 are equal quality for me for different reasons. Nice. Hell yeah. I'm glad you like 2 and 3 that much. That's really cool. A lot of people seem to really, really like those movies, and I dig it. I really dig that. I just feel like they diminish in quality with each one of those, and then 4 kind of picks it up again. And 5's pretty good, little lesser than 4, I think. But then 6 is like, what the fuck? Like, this is just insanity. And I dig it. I like that we're embracing the ridiculousness of later sequels in a franchise, because that's just gonna happen no matter what. And I feel like Radio Silence and our writers, I feel like they're weaponizing it. I feel like they're weaponizing that idea, and they're just like, fuck it, we're gonna this thing that they understand what sucks at this point in a franchise. They understand that so well, and they're like, we're going to use that to our own advantage. And they do that so well in this new film, I think. Way better even better than 5. So I appreciate it, so I dig it. But I'm really glad you're digging the movies though, man. I'm got your first watch of it. Now you're going through. Nice. Good stuff though. Glad you enjoyed it. Rookie, thanks for the $10 though. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. It means a lot. Omni saying, what's the tea on the new movie you're making? I can't say. I really can't say because I'll get in trouble. But we are working on a new feature, which I will say that. It's not Red Right Hand 2. I know. I want to make Red Right Hand 2 as well. Trust me, I do. But I don't think it's not happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But we're working on a feature film, and we're going to try to sell it and do all that fun stuff. So hopefully that would be cool. Even if, and once again, if it goes nowhere, I'm just happy to be making this film. This is what I will say about it is it's an idea I've had for the longest time, and we we have a script. Like it's done. Like that's all I'll say. Like long idea from a long time ago, and we have a script now. So that's all I will say. I will say nothing else. But that's all I can say for now. Jonathan's throwing $5 in there again. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Saying James and Guy need a little more credit, in my opinion. The motives aren't that great, but they do a good job on reveals and Ghostface in general. I agree, dude. And you know, the other thing, I think they deserve credit because there's surprises that you would never see coming. Like there are like that opening scene. You know, we talked about that. I pitched that idea as like here's my like pipe dream version of something that could happen in a Scream movie. I've said that, but I never expected it to actually happen. You know what I mean? Like I pitch theories all the time, but I'm not like, oh, this is what's going to happen in Scream 6. Like I'm dead serious. Like, no, it's just, this is just an idea. You know, a lot of my theory videos are that, or like, here's an idea for Scream 6, but I don't know if this will actually happen. Like my Kirby theory, I think, is the best example of that. I'm like, this is a way that they could make her do that. But it doesn't actually, that's not something that will happen. You know, this is just like, this would be a cool way to make Kirby the killer. I agree though. James and Guy need some more credit. They're killing it with these movies. They're absolutely doing a great job with these. 5 and 6 were a lot of fun, really good additions to this already really well-made franchise. So yeah, no, I agree, Jonathan. They do. And I do agree with you. This motive was a little repetitive, you know, it's a little like, okay, you know, this is a very different movie and we do something like very much so the same. So I get it. Trust me, I get the criticisms of this film. It's not like, I'm not like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. No, trust me, it makes sense, but I'm okay with it because it was well written. At the end of the day, it was a good story. And I think that's what I value the most in a movie. It's like, give me a good story. Don't just give me same old, same old. So yeah, absolutely, Jonathan, for sure. They're killing it with these new films. I hope they write the next one. And Guy Busick's, he was one of the writers on Final Destination 6. So maybe another good 6th entry to add to the list of many good 6th entries in horror films. Saw 6, Jason Lives, so many good 6th entries. Love it. Love it, Jonathan. Thanks for the $5. Joseph Telep. I feel like I got it in one of those for sure. Thanks for the $5, man. Thank you. Saying, Jake, where should Scream 7 be set? New York City again? Woodsboro? New City? I'm going to say this. As much as I love the New York setting in this one, let's change it up again. Let's change. I don't think we need to go back to Woodsboro, although that's like a safe option. You know what I mean? I feel like that's our okay. Yeah, let's go back to Woodsboro. Let's take it back home. I'm honestly not against the Hollywood setting, as crazy as that sounds, just because I feel like we can do like a serious, scary movie in Hollywood and just have a totally different tone than Scream 3. Once again, not to say that Scream 3 is bad. I like it. I enjoy it. But what if we do Scream 3, but it's like super just straightforward, scary. We're on the on a stab 9 set or some bullshit. I'm actually okay with that. Once again, I feel like why I'm okay with Scream 6 being like kind of another take on Scream 2 is because I feel like there was like, we could take that idea and I feel like we could do it differently or better. I feel the same way with Scream 3. I feel like we can, you know, and once again, I'm not trying to say that, you know, oh man, I don't like Wes Craven or something. I love him. He's one of my favorite horror directors ever. But both of those films were very rushed with their production and all that. I feel like we can take these concepts and we can just organize them a little better because both of those movies are very good. Like considering everything that happened, all the bullshit that unfortunately Wes and Kevin had to go through, especially with 2, and then 3 got even crazier. Considering all of that, those movies are fucking awesome for how many not little, big issues that they had production wise. And it's because you had Wes Craven as the director. He made those movies, he salvaged those movies big time. And I just have nothing but respect for Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson. Obviously, you know, Kevin wasn't the writer on 3, but mad respect for those guys big time. And of course, for Wes, as we say in the Scream fandom. I'm not trying to speak for Wes or anything, but I think he would like these new movies. I think, if I had to guess. And I think they've done a really good job at honoring him. So I don't think we need to go to Woodsboro or New York again. I think it needs to be a new city. My guess right now is we go to Chicago and we do something involving Sidney Prescott again. That is if she is involved in this next movie. Hopefully. I hope so, because I'm hearing that Nev really enjoyed 6 and that she like just loved seeing this movie back, seeing this franchise alive again. So I would love for her to come back, man, especially with how good this last movie it was. I mean, it was awesome. And I do want Sydney back. I think we can involve her in the story again, just like how we did with Gale in this movie, or Kirby, for instance. We could have her come back, but I think the focus of the next Ghostface killer, it has to be something that involves both Sydney and Sam. And I don't think that's too hard of a motive to create. We can do something new and different that involves both of them, brings all the characters back together for like a final, to wrap up this storyline that we're telling right now. So I think that we could do that in Chicago. I think that could be really cool. That would be really interesting, Joseph. That's just my take, but we were talking a little earlier about doing a Scream abroad, Scream in other countries. I'm also very interested in that. I don't know how we could tie Sydney into that, which I think would be kind of, I don't know how I feel about that, because I do really want Sydney back. I really want Neve Campbell to get paid the money she deserves for her franchise, So hopefully that happens for the next one for sure. But I think the only way that's possible is to set it in her city, if that makes sense. But in the future, let's do Scream abroad. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh my God. Like London set Scream movie, Italy set Scream movie. I'm down for that crazy shit, dude. Like let's do it. A Tokyo set Scream movie. Why not? Why not do something outlandish like that? I'm here for it. I'm here for it in these later entries. We gotta keep it fresh. If we can find a way to do that and it makes sense, let's go for it. Let's try it out. So Joseph, thank you for the $5. And also another point to this real quick. I am going to do a big video on just my Scream 7 predictions, what I want in the next, what I want for the next entry, who I want to be involved. I'm going to make that video at some point. I'm like I said, I'm working on my movie ranking one and how I rank all the ghost faces at the moment. So that's I did not get to it today, unfortunately. But Joseph, again, thank you for the $5. Rick D is throwing 5 in there too. Thank you. Saying in Scream 6 they show Nancy and Mickey died in 97, but in universe Scream 2 was 98. Ooh, I missed that. Ooh, yeah, you're right. Fuck. You know what else is a little continuity error as well? Isn't the mask from Scream 1 different from like all the other masks too? And it kind of looks like the exact same mask. That was something me and my brother noticed, and I was like, yeah, that's not right. That's interesting. The eyes I believe the eyes are different on that mask. They're like a little more, they're like thinner and longer, if I remember. I think it's like a wider mask overall too. There's a name for it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, there were a few continuity issues. But once again, little things that I'm like, okay. Same thing with Scream 5 with the phone call. Like Sydney was not in all of the Tori Spelling's Sydney character was not in all the Stab movies. I believe we learned that in either 3 or 4. I can't remember, but yeah, so that was also wrong. It's little things. It's here and there. There's a lot of little details about this franchise, so I wasn't expecting them to get everything right. But yeah, that's a good point though, Rick. Good thing to point out though. Very interesting. Thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate that. Jacob throwing $2 in there. Scream 7 Ghostface motive is try to turn Sydney against Sam. You might be onto what my whole idea of what I think is going to happen. Ooh. Jacob, we might be on the same wavelength, my dude. Because I kind of feel like that's where it's heading, but I'm also on the fence about that because my whole thing was like going through going into Scream 6, I really thought they were going to once again kind of build up Sam as more of like I got this ghost face thing happening inside of me. I want to start killing people, and they play into it a little bit here in this movie. Here's where I think, okay, fuck it. Here's where I think it's going. I genuinely think that Sam is going to, Kirby's going to be involved in the next movie. I think Kirby's going to start finding more and more people who want to finish Richie's movie. More people who believe the whole, I need a sip of water, sorry. I got a really cool theory. Hang on. I genuinely think that there's going to be more and more people who believe that Sam is our killer based off of the rumors started by our killers in this movie. This is how Scream 6 is going to affect the next film if it happens, once again. I think it'll be all about how there's more and more people who believe that Sam either got away with it, and there's more people that think that Richie was innocent. There's more people that think that we need to finish Richie's film, essentially. I feel like we could have an entire movie about Sam somehow finding out from Kirby where all of these other people are across the entire country, perhaps. Maybe Chicago. Maybe there's some in Chicago. She goes there and she has to go after like an entire group of people, and she, involves herself in the friend group. She's like losing her mind, going a little crazy, trying to be a ghost face killer who's doing things for good, at least she thinks. But then Sydney gets involved and is like, okay, we got to stop the ghost face. Then you find out it's Sam, and it's like, but I'm doing this for good. And it's like, but you're still killing people, Sam. You can't do that. It could be like this whole like Anakin Skywalker at the end of 3. I have the high ground now, Sam. Sydney has a lightsaber and she's, okay, no, I'm totally kidding. Totally joking. But I feel like it could be something along those lines. I don't, like, once again, that's a bit high concept for Scream, I think. But I think it would be really cool. I'd be super down for something like that. Sydney basically would be a Sydney Sam fight at the end of the movie, which would be fucking awesome. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that would be super cool. And my other thing about it is, we have talked about this before, and I still feel this way, is that I don't want Sam to just like go crazy because she has a mental illness. I don't like horror movies have been doing that for years. I hate that. I like the idea that Sam is going Ghostface to stop other ghost faces. Like, she has good intentions. Jedi Prescott, that's really funny. But I think it would be really cool if Sydney then butted in and was like, no, that's not right. You're just as good as you're just as bad as Stu or Billy and all them. You know what I mean? And I think that would just be so interesting. It's a really tragic story for Sam. And I genuinely don't think that's what they'll do in 7, but it's my wish list. It's like what I would want for the 7th film. Because I think a dark ending's really cool. Dark endings are cool. Horror, it's nothing new for a horror movie. And it would bring Stu, not Stu. It would bring, dear God, now that I've said that, everyone's going to say it. It would bring Sydney back in, and I feel like she would have more of a purpose than just, like third act backup. That was my thing about 5. I was like, I wish Sydney was either not in this or more involved. You know what I mean? It just felt like they were just bringing her back to bring her back. And Sydney's better than that. I love Sydney Prescott. I love Neve Campbell. I just think if they're going to do another Scream movie with her, we should invest her in the plot way more. We should have a bigger involvement with her. I guess is my point. She's an awesome character, and I think we can do more with her is how I feel about it. So if we do bring Sydney back, the big thing is that I just hope she's a big part of the overall narrative. I like that Kirby was a big part of this one. I like that Gale served a purpose and kind of took a new direction with her character arc, which I find very fascinating. And that's honestly the only reason I'm kind of, well, not the only reason, but one of the many reasons I'm glad she's still alive is because now we got something new to play around with Gale. And I'm like, ooh, wait, hang on. This is actually going to be very interesting for the next film. It's almost like, Jacob, you sent me on a whole fucking spiral with this one, by the way, man. So thank you for the super chat. I think it's going to be very interesting to see the future of Gale Weathers, where she goes next after this one, because it was kind of her book that led to everyone thinking that Sam was the Ghostface in the last movie. That's kind of from the last movie. That's kind of where all these rumors, where Detective Bailey probably got the idea. And it's fascinating that it's now led to her almost death. So will she change? Will she write a book about these killings or not? Makes you wonder. Maybe it's like, oh, it hits a little closer to home this time. Not just having, your love of your life essentially die, but you almost died because of it now, So I wonder what happens for Gale in the next movie. I wonder where we go with the next. But Jacob, thank you for sending me down that rabbit hole. I've been wanting to talk about that for a little bit, so I appreciate it. John Smith is throwing 2 in there saying, dead drunk about to watch Jason Takes New Manhattan. Dude, great movie to watch if you're fucked up. Absolutely. So enjoy, drink responsibly, my dude, and then have a good time. So all the love, man. All the love. Have fun. Thanks for the $2. Fitness Boy. What's going on, Fitness Boy? You're ripped, man. Holy crap. Saying, hey, Jake, did anyone else have an annoying fan in their screening? We had to deal with a lady pulling a Brenda on us. Oh, that's no good. During Gale and Chad's scene. Well, I'm so sorry about that. I actually, both of the times I went to the theater, I was surrounded by very respectful people. I was very happy with that. I will say, though, when I went to go see Megan, there was someone like right behind me, someone talking through the whole film, and I'm just like, come on, guys, like, this is a good movie, don't miss the movie. We can talk about it afterwards, you know what I mean? So I think that's awesome. But yeah, I actually got pretty lucky, so I'm sorry about that. That really sucks. So that's no good. It's no good. It's no good, Fitness Boy. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, go see it again, and maybe you'll get a better screening, you know? Maybe you'll be able to appreciate it a little more, not having someone talking in your ear the whole time. That's really funny, the Brenda reference. I appreciate it. Fitness Boy, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, Doshi Gaming. I appreciate the super chat, but after this, I think you boys got to log off and get some rest. It's been a day, but I do appreciate. It's been so much fun talking about this movie with y'all. What an exciting weekend! Like seriously, it's gonna be so much fun. Doshi Gaming's throwing $5 Canadian in there. Thank you, Doshi Gaming. If you have a gaming channel, by the way, throw the link in the chat. Fuck it, I'm in a good mood. I'm usually, like, okay, the self-promoting, I get it. You got to get your shit out there, but I'm like, whatever. Throw it in the chat. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Doshi's saying, I'd love to see for Scream 7, Stab the Musical, and Ghostface kills someone on stage for Sydney. Sydney's return is marked, gets transferred. Oh, for Sydney, return is marked. Mark getting, I was like, wait, I'm reading that wrong. Mark gets transferred to New York. That could be cool. Okay, that makes sense. But I think Sydney would be so against that, but I'm interested. I think this could be a really interesting dynamic for their relationship because as of right now, all we know about Sydney and Mark's relationship is that, they're wonderfully happy together and they get their happy ending. But what if there's more to the story than just that? Ooh. I can see, some maybe a bit of a disagreement there. They have an argument about going to New York, especially with the Ghostface killings happening in the last film. I like where you're going with this. I'm digging it, Doshi. I'm digging it. I gotta ask, is that a riff off of Yoshi or no? or is it just Doshi? Is that just because I've heard that as the last name before. I've heard I've had a friend with the last name of that. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so curious in this now, but I am. Once again, thank you for the $5 Canadian though. I appreciate it. Doshi's also saying I had 4 people sit next to me while the row in front of me had nobody's. Aw, man, what? They could have picked those seats. They could have, huh? Right? It's like, yeah, come on. The girl was on Snapchat taking photos and smelled like pee. Dude, I am so. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but that's so unfortunate. Doshi, I'm so sorry, man. Dear God. Well, maybe see it again if you're feeling lucky enough. Hopefully you get a better experience next time. I'm so sorry. Hear me out. I'm hearing you out, haunting you. I'm hearing you out. Thanks for the $5. Hear me out. A backwoods hunter with a wood-carved ghost face mask after the costumes are banned. Oh, I'm liking everything you're throwing out there right now. You're tickling my pickle here. Or a white cloak in winter like a snowman. I fuck with that. I fuck with the idea of the costumes getting banned because it's like too many people are going Ghostface. That's fucking interesting, man. It's almost like dystopian a little bit. We're getting into some really new territory here. I'm really liking where you're going with that. Can we get this guy as a consultant on Scream 7, please? Haunting you. I'm writing your name down in a little letter, and I'm sending it to Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt. I'm like, this guy's got some ideas. This guy's going places. Thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate it. I really like those ideas. I dig it. I dig it. All right, everybody. This has been a blast. This has been a really good time. But old Jake's got to get some. I'm probably gonna go to sleep. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna take a little nap because Jake's tired. But yes. Just an absolute a really good time. Love it. Thanks for talking with me. Appreciate it. Like I said, though, I will be live again tomorrow. If you're like, holy shit, I, did not have time to see the movie yet. Going to see it on Sunday. No worries. I'll be talking Sunday and Monday. Catch those streams if you want. If you're like, I just came in last minute and whatever. Yeah, like I said, I'll be live tomorrow and Monday. So you will get a chance to talk Scream 6. We'll be able to talk it out. I'm excited. I just love talking about these new movies. It's exciting. Whether you loved it or you hated it, it's a fun time to talk about it. I love it. I could do it every day, honestly. If there was a new Scream film every year, I would do this for the rest of my life. I really would. Great times. Love talking with you guys, as always. Join me tomorrow if you want to talk some more Scream 6, or maybe if you want to see it again, you have a new take on it, throw it my way. I'm curious what you guys think. I love talking to you guys. It's always great. I see things from a new perspective. It's awesome. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace.